We believe that God is unseen, that He is the God of Moses, He is the God of Abraham, He is the God of Jesus, and He is the God of Muhammad. So this is the same God, Allah. So we're talking about the God of Moses, the God of Abraham, the God of Jesus. This is the same God. Ain't no different God. This is Allah, the unseen God, the one that always was. The advocating of all the prophets, we understand that the advocation of all the prophets was Tawheed. In chapter 16, verse 36. In chapter 16, verse 36, Allah states, Abdul-Walee, and verily we sent into every nation, every ummah, a messenger, a Rasul, saying, Ibadullah, and avoid Taghut. Worship Allah and avoid and stay away from Taghut. Okay? So this was the application of all the prophets of old. And Abdullah, right? When Ishtawadibu Taghut. And stay away from Taghut. Avoid the Taghut. Okay? So the application of all the prophets is that you worship Allah. Abdullah, you worship Allah, you be an Abdullah, you be a servant of Allah. Right? This is the application of all the prophets. Everybody worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and avoid Taghut. We're told that Taghut is shaitan. So the whole purpose, the whole application of all the prophets, worship Allah and avoid shaitan. Avoid that avowed enemy. This is the ultimate goal of why we're here. Okay? To worship Allah and to avoid the shaitan. Right? Because shaitan was his ultimate goal, to take us off the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Coinciding with this, we go to chapter 51, verse 56. 51, verse 56. Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Right? لِيَعْبُدُونَ and لِيَعْبُدُ اللَّهِ. Again, Allah says we did not create jinn or men except that you may worship Him. لِيَعْبُدُونَ, that you become an ibad, a servant of Allah. Right? The only reason why we're here is to become servants of Allah. Become those who are Abdullah or Ibad Allah, those who worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Same thing here. Abdullah and worship Allah. The proclamation of all the prophets, worship Allah. Stay away from Taghut. Right? Also Taghut means anything that transgresses the bounds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has laid down. Right? Worship Allah and avoid Taghut. One translation is that Taghut is shaitan. And we understand that shaitan, he's going to be the advocator of transgressing all the bounds of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wants you to do the opposite of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to do. Okay? So the word Taghut comes from the word Tagha, which means to transgress or overflow a cup, meaning a cup that overflows. It's transgressing. It's too much. You're doing too much. Okay? Worship Allah and avoid doing too much in this deen or doing too much while you're out here. Right? Do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you to do. Okay? This is Tawheedul Uluhiyya. This is a part of Tawheedul Uluhiyya, the understanding, the oneness of Allah's Godship. Right? The oneness of Allah's Godship. The word Uluhiyya comes from the word Ilaha. Ilaha, God. Right? Tawheedul Uluhiyya, this means the oneness of Allah's Godship. Another translation of this is Tawheedul Ubudiyya, which means the oneness of His worship. Ubudiyya comes from the word Abd, right? Ubudiyya, Ibadullah, all from the same word. So understanding that Allah is Allah, we understand that we're supposed to be the servants of Allah, that we worship Him, we bow down to Him, right? Because this is a part of Tawheedul Uluhiyya and Tawheedul Ubudiyya, meaning that the oneness in His worship. Nobody else is worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one else do we cry out to except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, all this is part of the Tawheed movement. When we say Tawheed movement, why we say Tawheed movement? Why? Because all the prophets came with Tawheed. They all came with the same proclamation of Tawheed. Every prophet came with that. Worship Allah, stay away from the devil. Right? Again, the first commandment, the 10 commandments. Hear, O Israel, thy Lord, thy God is one. Right? The word one is Ahad. Ahad or Wahid. Right? Hear, O Israel, thy Lord, thy God is one. When you put the ta on front of it, the wa-ha-da, it becomes Tawheed. Right? Tawheed means the application of Allah's oneness. Tawheed movement, what we doing? We advocating Allah's oneness. We moving with that. Why? Because all the prophets came with that. That was the proclamation of all the prophets, to move with Tawheed. Okay? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.